Ready for our debrief of day 4? So Johnny's story is being unfolded, and notice he says it was a blue Mustang, and there was a guy with lots of rings. Those seem like important details, and we find out pretty quickly why they're important. But notice Cherry's reaction when Ponyboy is telling that story. She doesn't say anything, but her reaction is very strong. So that tells us something. That's a clue. The real heart of this section of our day 4 reading is that Ponyboy is realizing we're all a lot more alike than we are different. Uh, the biggest thing is they like the Beatles and think Elvis is over, and we love Elvis. Well, remember, if you watched our introductory video, the greasers love the leather jacket and slicked back hair. Elvis looked more like them. He was more their style and representative of what they liked. And others had moved on, I guess, to the Beatles, who were huge in the 60s. Anyway, this is important, not just for the story, but we look around and there's all these divisions, and we have these arguments over diversity, and um, just the way we treat each other. It gets very political, and there, adults like to divide things. I think younger people are a little like, what's the big deal? If you haven't figured it out, here's the thing: we just say, well, those people are different from these people, and you're different from us, and there's them, and there's, we prefer people who are like us. But the truth is, if we all sat down together and talked, we'd find out we're more alike than we are different. Even if we look different, come from different parts of town, if we take a group that looks very alike, say a bunch from the same cultural group, the same racial group, they could find tons of things that are different. Uh, Even when we seem very alike, there's lots of things that we're different on. But also, when we seem very different, if we really talked, we'd find out, you know, life is life, people are people. There's so much we have in common. And this is a really important thing when we start recognizing the diversity around us, appreciating diversity. There's some people who think diversity is a terrible thing and wish there weren't any, or something. I don't know what they're trying to do, but we are diverse because we're all different. Even if we look alike, we've got different loves and hates and things that we enjoy doing, different relationships, whatever. But yeah, so I'm not going to go on my soapbox there. But just remember, if you see somebody that you think you have nothing in common with, you're more alike to them than you think. And the people that you're closest to, there's more differences than you think. You just focus on the things that you have in common and say, oh, well, that's my buddy. Of course, we have things in common. We are inherently diverse because that's how people are. And we should just appreciate that everybody's different, and that's okay. And we should appreciate that everybody's a person and people are inherently worthy, and just stop all this. Some people are better than others. It's dumb. Okay, I'll let that go. So they're out walking. Remember, they're on their way to Two Bit's house. They're going to get his car, take the girls home. And the blue Mustang comes by. You can, if this was a movie, you'd hear dun 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 or some kind of suspenseful music, because there's no accident that we just heard the story of Johnny getting beaten almost to death by some guys in a blue Mustang. And here they come up. Oh no, these are the guys that Cherry and Marcia had been with and are dating, Randy and Bob. I feel like we're going to hear those names again. So watch out for that. Definitely something coming. We continue to watch for that event. It may have happened already. That's because we still don't know where this is going. So we're watching for what really kicks off the plot. And we may be in the midst of it. It could have been that moment when they met Cherry. It could be about to happen soon. Just listen for that. And, we're looking for our inciting event that kicks off everything. But going back to some earlier comments from earlier readings, I want you to notice how Johnny and Two Bit react when Ponyboy starts talking about dairy. He's expressing some of his frustration, bitterness, maybe, and they are just stunned. Remember, I asked you to think about, how reliable our narrator is. He only has his thoughts. We only have his thoughts. And when he starts talking about dairy like that, the other guys are just don't get it. So that adds to what Soda Pop said earlier to make us wonder if maybe Pony Boy is reading dairy all wrong. Maybe there, but that we need to keep an eye on. That seems like it's going to be an important plot point. So next time we find out if the spotting the blue Mustang is as important as it seems, because something is about to happen. I'll see you again soon.